Hello, beautiful Virgo. My name is Ivona Rose, and welcome to my channel, Rose Healing Light. Um, Thank you for being here. I'm really happy that you are here. This will be a reading with spiritual guidance for the month of December 2022, and it will apply if you have Virgo as your sun sign, your ascendant, or as your moon sign. Also for Venus. And you can also listen to this video to the messages, like for any placements where Virgo falls in your chart. If you know that, you can try that too. Also, just to let you know, when I do the reading, I also connect with with the angels and archangels. So I've already asked Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to be with us and to provide blessings, to send some blessings and protection, and just obviously to make sure that the reading goes well as well for all of you, for all of you, and for myself, so that I can deliver as best as I can. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I have already drawn most of the cards. I may pull some clarifiers if we need them, right? And yeah, so let's get started. We will start with the theme, with the card as a theme for Virgo for December 2022. Let me just try to show you. Okay, here we go. Yeah, apologies, Virgo, I wanted you to see the card, but my camera doesn't always want to focus properly. So this is your theme for December, or overall energy. It does say it's deep replenishment. It says retreat, rest, be held. So I feel like for many of you, there is a need to take probably some rest. There is a need for deep replenishment in the month of December. It doesn't mean that you have to like rest the whole month, right? Or just like relax and do nothing. It's just probably paying attention to how much you work and how much you rest. So the balance that you bring in, and anything. So if anything happens that obviously makes you feel tired or overwhelmed, like make sure that you remember about yourself and to take time to replenish your energy, right? To revive, to rejuvenate, to sleep. Maybe just make sure that you sleep enough and that you rest enough. So, and obviously December sometimes may be a hectic month because of holidays, right? So just remember about that. For those of you, I'm actually just feeling that for those of you who do already, let's say, do energy healing work, that it may just be also based on, continue to observe based on your observations of your own energy and where your energy may go, like lower, so where may you feel depleted. And this is when you notice that you need to then take care of yourself a little bit more, right? So this is where you need to replenish your energy and replenish yourself, to fill up your cup, so that you can get up the next morning and go, back to work or go to do your activities. And we've got past, present, and future cards. Let's start with your, let's just start with your with your past position. Your past position is the High Priestess card, and this comes also with actually a very beautiful card, which is called Door to Spirit. So overall, also, before I start talking about the past position, it does seem like there is, because you do have also two kings. You have King of Water in the present position, and then King of Earth. So I would say that there's an indication that there will be some dynamics between different people in the month of December, and maybe these dynamics are going to bring some lessons about, or maybe they will bring maybe some shadows. Some things may happen, and obviously you will need to also probably take care. You will need to, I would say, pay attention to obviously how you're dealing with these individuals, what happens as a dynamic, and then coming back to your theme card, which was the deep replenishment, obviously making sure that you also replenish your energy, right? So you know when you feel, for example, depleted, and what to do. But let's just go ahead with that. So High Priestess with the beautiful card Door to Spirit. It just tells me that So the High Priestess here comes as a highly spiritual card. So for many of you, you already, you know already, you probably you are doing your spiritual practice, or you have been doing the practice in the past. It is about meditation. It also is about listening to your own intuition, and to also your inner guidance. And because this is a past position, and the way I feel the rest of the spread, right, the rest of the cards, you are being encouraged. So most of you, I guess, with the who listen to, who watch the reading, would have already started that in the past. You would have already had maybe an aspect even of some spiritual awakening. So you already would have meditated, or you know how to meditate. Maybe you know how to do your own inner work. You know how to do the shadow work or the healing work. So these kind of practices come here. Also, I feel guided like to mention astrology as a spiritual, let's say, referencing point, right? I wouldn't say that all astrology is very spiritual, but you can listen to your astrologers, and those, especially those who have a spiritual take on it, right? So that you can maybe understand things better. So yeah, so trust your intuition, listen to your intuition, and as you've been guided in the past, you need to continue to trust it, right? If there is anything, I have now Archangel Michael saying that there's anything that makes you doubt yourself or doubt your intuition, connect with your, connect with spirit, right? Connect with God, with your higher power, but also you can connect with Archangel Michael and ask him to clear the energy, or ask him for guidance. And he's going to guide you to also probably do the right practice to make sure that you have you have a clarity of the mind. Coming back, and I think this is the main message, obviously, the door to spirit. It really is a really nice card, and it just confirms that you need to rely, trust your intuition, but also rely on spirit, God, universe, so the spiritual aspect of life, to continue to guide you forward and guide you through any situations that you will have in December, right? So in the in the present position, you have a King of Water. And the King of Water comes with another card, which is here, which is called the Thinking Woman. So the way the King of Water feels to me, it's someone in your life, someone who is external to you, and so King of Water may be representing. It's usually like either a mature person or an older person. But I also feel that because the water, that it's also about emotions. But this could also be a shadow aspect of that I feel strongly connected to in this reading, is that also someone who can manipulate with the emotions, right? So as I said, because I felt that you will be dealing, and this is also a male component of a person. So on one hand, it can be a male who is obviously manipulative. On the other hand, this is also a masculine aspect of a female, right? So it can also be, maybe you will be connecting with a female who's let's say masculine is very unbalanced, and she may also be very manipulative. So take it as it resonates with you. But it does come in the reading. So you have another king. So obviously the masculine aspect of it is being highlighted, right? And on the other hand, we do have here the Thinking Woman. But on the other hand, this card, I feel like the Thinking Woman is asking you, because this could be some aspect of potentially emotionality and manipulating with the emotions, maybe, or people who are acting out of, for example, out of negative emotions. So they can be acting out of anger or acting out of frustrations, right? So not being able maybe to balance the emotions wisely. But you are being asked, so with the Thinking Woman, I feel actually that this card is more for you, Virgo, and to apply, so obviously to be logical. So in the situations with this person or with this man, and if you feel like maybe someone actually has drained your energy because of a situation, right, or a conversation, that you are being also asked to take enough time. Let me just talk about this card, yeah. And just so the Thinking Woman, so take enough time to reflect upon that. So, and use your logical mind also to just understand what happened, right? You can also perhaps, it's like the High Priestess very often holds, yeah, she has a book, right, in her hand. So you can also perhaps try to find some articles, read about it if you are not sure about what happened with this person, right, and how to resolve the matter. So this is, I feel like this is a suggestion and advice for you, that just embody yeah, if you follow, so you need to kind of take a bit of a logical approach, right? And allow yourself to reflect upon it, maybe also do a bit of a analysis or psychoanalysis of a situation, or even sometimes of this person, but also, but yourself too, right? And you'll be able to find either a solution, yeah, or maybe a resolution even in a logical way as well to whatever is happening, or you'll be able to also understand it, I guess, more logically, also what has happened, and if you can somehow correct it yeah, maybe in a different way, right? Or in a way that you need to correct it. Now, in your future position, you've got the king of earth. So in the traditional tarot, he's the king of pentacles. So this person, on the other hand, represents to me, it's an archetypal thing, but it does represent a man and money kind of element related to it. But it could be, well, it could be a boss, but it could be someone who and he actually comes a little bit more positive than the previous one, the king of water, right? Yeah, so this man in a present position was coming a little bit as being manipulative. This one is coming, someone who is kind of steady and stable in their life, right? Again, it comes as a masculine, so it probably is a man. But even if this is for men watching, so it can be for men and women, I feel like this is, well, this is how I feel with the cards, right? That this is more about a man, and a man in a position, right, of power, and a position where he's stable, steady, and has, let's say, material presence, material position, material balance, right? So, and yeah, so it's to do with money, but also material possessions. So someone who is obviously stable and steady in life in this way. And maybe this person is either coming to help you, or maybe this person can also help you, right? So there's a bit of a position of power. But at the same time, you have a clarifier card, which is actually the rest. So let me show you. So this is a rest. It's also rest and rejuvenation card, right? But it came out in reversal. And the way it feels actually with this person is also, so this card is obviously, I think this is a double confirmation that you want to make sure that you take a break whenever you need to take a break, and make sure that you don't overwork yourself, right? And anytime you feel you just keep doing and doing things, and then you just get totally tired, I don't know, in the evening, and then you just, let's say, pass out on bed, and then in the morning it's like a vicious cycle, then you have the power and you have the ability to stop that. So remember this. So one aspect, that's why the card is reversed, to show you that you may find yourself a little bit in kind of like a cycle, or of like a constant doing, right? Or constant, or like repetitive tasks, and constant, like maybe something new will come up, maybe your boss will give you more, and you may not be able, so okay, so you may not be able to say no to it, or you will have to step back, retreat a little bit, and then, so again, like with the thinking woman, right, reevaluate or reconsider maybe some new solutions. Yeah, and then you will be able to say no, and say, okay, I need to also take care of yourself, right? I need to rest as well, and I need to maybe sleep more, because you may get, so with the king of water, actually, it does feel like you may obviously get easily out of balance because of the doing, and because of maybe also some other emotional issues that will be part of the challenge or part of the situations, right? So, but coming back to this, let's say, man, to this king of earth, it may also, actually, now it may be your boss, but again, it could be anyone, it could be your partner, anyone who is perhaps a little bit in a more stable position. And to be honest, at first also it felt like it's because of this person, like you may somehow need to do maybe too many tasks, or like too many activities, and you are the one, so in this situation, you are the one who will need to learn how to say no. So you will need to learn how to how to put like a stronger boundary, right? On the other hand, this card does have actually a bit of a positive feeling. So actually, on the other hand, this man, so I think it can be, so as a shadow aspect, if he's a boss, for example, you may, like, someone may be giving you too many things to do, right? And maybe not recognizing that that this has to be delegated elsewhere. But so this is a shadow. On the positive hand, this may be a person who you can go for advice to, right? Or you can go and ask them for solutions, because you may feel actually that you are like with this card, you are overloaded with, I don't know, too many things to do, or again, maybe too many, well, it comes like maybe too many parties to go, right? But also maybe too many phone calls, so other activities that you have. And this also is a man, like as your manager or as a boss at work, in a position of power, that you can go for advice to, yeah, and ask them what's like what they would suggest in terms of resolution of something, or what is it that you need to do, right, to perhaps help yourself or balance yourself and balance the energy. The other aspect here, guys, I've got a couple of cards, so I've got also a couple of cards for you here. One is your challenge position, which obviously it's maybe by looking, obviously, and the challenge position came with 2 cards. One card is 2 of fire. Actually, this was probably the first card, and the first card is the Knight of Air. So this comes, so I already have been talking about that, actually, that the Knight of Fire does represent perhaps a person, but it's also about like too many, so this is like communication as well, right? So either too many, for example, emails to answer, too much communication. It could be maybe too many people to deal with if you work like on a, let's say, client basis or with customers. And even internally in the company, right, in the organization, it may feel like that you need to deal with too many people, right? Maybe again too much communication, so you may feel overloaded. So that's the position of your challenge, right? And then it comes back to obviously maybe speaking with your a little bit in the future. So obviously this may come at like the end of December, right? And yeah, speaking, for example, to your boss about it, or speaking to someone else who can advise you how to approach the challenge and how to find the best solution. And I do feel like, so with obviously, so this is the challenging bit, and this is also a fast, so the Knight of Air is like the fastest knight, so maybe it's the speed of things happening may also overwhelm you, right? And maybe you will want to just step back a little bit and, you know, bring yourself to center and ground yourself. And this obviously, and this comes with the 2 of fire, and 2 of fire on the other hand, I feel with the 2 of fire, it's like it's a bit of a choice. It feels like you may want to just you may want to just like again inquire maybe with this King of Earth or with anyone else about what is the advice, what is it you can do, and maybe just make better choices, right? Or maybe just choose, or actually you can even, or maybe just choose a totally new path altogether, because this actually does come also. So your challenge position actually came. I had also a clarifying card, which is the card called Journey. And this card also usually, but this card, okay, on one hand, this card talks about that remember that let's say your life and whatever you're doing, it's always a bit of a journey. So it's not always about the outcome, right? So it's not always about, let's say, rushing. So like with this card, it would be just like rush, and I don't know, to achieve something quick, the quickest, and rather than, for example, slowing down a little bit, finding the balance and saying, oh, well, is this really worth it, or how do we then bring, or maybe because if you do things right too fast, then very often you compromise the quality. That's just an example, right? So then this is just telling you that not everything is just about achieving an outcome for, like, with, let's say, yeah, like by all means, right? Yeah, so it's reminding you it's reminding you that it is also important to take care of yourself every day, right? And every day you build towards the outcome, or you build towards an achievement of something. And I was just talking about the 2 of fire. Yeah, so it's probably asking you that if you do need to make some choices, just like pay attention, because you may want to approach something very differently, right? And go about it in a very new way. And you also in the environment position, you have 6 of fire. Sorry guys, let me just, I think that it's a little bit, it's becoming, okay, let me just continue with the thing. I think it's just getting a little bit darker, and yeah, I don't think that there is enough light here, but let me just continue with the reading, just so I can maybe finish. 6 of fire, this is in your environment, and this is the card of victory, and but it's also a card of recognition. So actually it does feel like you may be, so in the environment, so obviously maybe you are being recognized in a certain way in your environment, or something is being recognized. So because this is really in your environment card, so it did come, to be honest, like at first when I looked at the cards, it came a little bit like as a trigger that maybe someone, I don't know, someone wants to be victorious in your environment, and this a little bit like brings you down, right? Or someone wants to win. So this is like this Knight of Air would be like the challenge here, right? That someone wants to win, and they just like, you know, they push forward, right? They do go, and they may somehow trigger you, and they may basically be part of the challenge that is coming up for you, right? But on the other hand, it also feels that that you are also recognized by the environment, that you actually are very capable and you can do well, and even maybe by your boss, or like by this person, by this this king of earth, who is again in the position of power a little bit. But you may wanna, but it's your environment. But even though they do recognize you, so I think on one hand, obviously you have their support and you can go and talk to them, right? But just because you are very capable, it doesn't mean that you can do everything, and not things also for other people, right? So just pay attention to that maybe. But I think the recognition is the stronger point in this card, and as a positive point. One other thing, and I do have actually, so with the main theme, the deep replenishment, I've also, so let me just bring it. I don't think that it's directly related with that, but this is, I've got also another card, sorry guys, with and this one is called, so this is push through, let me just, this one says push through any insecurity. Yeah, that's a moonology card, so that's why it says first quarter moon in Cancer. If that means anything to you, maybe when the moon is in Cancer, something will happen. But that's for those of you who follow astrology. But the main message is push through any insecurity. So I would just suggest that, yeah, as the High Priestess says, just trust yourself as well, right? With anything that you need to, like the way you want to approach the challenge or anything you need to do or change maybe, and you need to take time for yourself to replenish, right? And to balance up. Trust yourself, right? Trust yourself, trust your intuition. And then if there is any, so obviously this is just an extra guidance telling you that if there is any insecurity that you have inside of yourself, take it logically, right? As we said about this thinking, about the thinking woman, right? Yeah, that apply logic, sometimes maybe even above emotions in some of the situations, and it will help you to move through the situation, let's say in a more, in a smoother way, I would say, in a smoother way, and maybe a little bit more balanced way, right? So yeah, and then so don't believe in your insecurities. It's something that you can allow yourself. You can call upon Archangel Michael and ask him to clear the insecurity. Take time if you know how to meditate, so you can meditate and ask again archangels, for example, Archangel Michael, to come and clear it away, so that you can uplift your, let's say, your self-confidence, right? And then you'll be able to take a better decision. As an outcome card, you have 10 of Earth, and in this case I feel like that's, yeah, it's kind of like the card of being with the community, being with people. So it can also be, so it can be your own business, but it can also be the company that you work for. It could also relate obviously to your, for example, family, or to your partner, to your spouse, maybe even you and children. So yeah, perhaps like the spirit of community is coming here, right? It's the 10 of Earth, so it's also dealing, so it's a material aspect of it. So maybe you'll be dealing, so we've spoken about the various challenges, right? So there's obviously some physical, so obviously this is like some physical action, physical activities being taken, but this card is just reminding you that just remember that there is a spirit of, that there is community around you, there are people around you, so you can either ask them for help if you need help, or also remembering that you don't have to do everything on your own, or you don't have to do so many, like you don't have to do so much for other people, right? So perhaps like a healthy delegation is very important, and therefore you may, and that's why. But if you need help, for example, from your boss, like from this King of Earth, right? Then you may need to go and ask him also for help, because you don't have to do everything alone. Yeah, so I think this is really, these are the main messages. Let me, and I will just take one more message, Virgo, for you from, this is the angel card. Let me just draw one card for Virgo, please, for December. Okay. Ease and grace. Beautiful card. I hope you can see it a bit. Ease and grace. It has a lot of, yeah, it's got actually, it's got quite a bit of orange. So orange here, it comes like, it's a bit of a happy and joyous card, but orange is also, for those who do, for example, chakra work, so also sacral chakra, and this is also the chakra of relating, of relationships very often, and emotions. So perhaps on this level, if you do your healing work, you may pay attention to your sacral chakra, and to, yeah, and whenever there is an issue, or if you feel tired or overwhelmed, then there's a suggestion to heal and to balance your sacral chakra, right, which is the second energy center. But coming back just to the main message from the angels is ease and grace. So remembering that when anything like anything comes through that challenges you, and especially for example like with this Knight of Air, right, something that is too quick, too fast, or maybe there's too many things going on, you definitely have the strength and the power to move through this with ease and grace, right? So remember that some you may need to do with the High Priestess before, you may need to do maybe a little bit of like withdraw. You may need to take time for yourself, withdraw, and do a bit of practice to make sure that you understand your emotion, right, and to uplift, to again deep, to replenish your energy, right? And I think that's why this is the theme, just to remind you to remember about it, right? So with anything that is going on in December, and then you will be able to move, but remind yourself even logically that I can move through this with ease, right? I don't need to, let's say, overwork myself, right? Or I don't need to work so hard. There's no need for it. It's all about the balance, right? All right, Virgo, I think this is all I have for you for December. I hope you enjoyed the reading and you found it useful. Yeah, please do share it with your friends, subscribe, and hit the like button. I will very much appreciate it. I'm wishing you a beautiful Christmas, a wonderful holiday season, or anything that you celebrate at the end of December. And I hope to see you on my future videos. Take care. I'm sending you much love. Bye.